In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NBA games happening on April 12, 2024, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NBA games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Denver Nuggets versus San Antonio Spurs. The Denver Nuggets will be heading to San Antonio on Friday night to face off against the Spurs. The Nuggets currently hold the top spot in the Western Conference standings after their recent victory over the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. This win marked their 3rd consecutive victory, demonstrating their strong form as they conclude their final 2 regular season games away from home. In their latest game on Wednesday, the Denver Nuggets secured a 116-107 win over the Minnesota Timberwolves, adding to their winning streak. This victory sets them up nicely as they hit the road for their last 2 games of the regular season. Meanwhile, the San Antonio Spurs are returning to their home court following a disappointing loss to the Oklahoma City Thunder with a final score of 89-127. Although the Spurs have had a challenging season with just 20 wins, they have showcased promise with rising NBA star Victor Wembanyama's performances throughout the year. The Denver Nuggets are focused on maintaining their momentum and securing victories to solidify their position as the top seed in the Western Conference. Conversely, the San Antonio Spurs, although out of playoff contention, aim to finish their last 2 home games of the season with pride for their fans. The Spurs have posted a 5-5 record in their last 10 games, indicating a competitive spirit despite their overall season performance. The Nuggets are likely to have most of their key players available for the game and are motivated to continue their winning streak. On the other hand, the Spurs are anticipated to have Victor Wembanyama in action, and they have performed well against the spread in recent games, covering in 7 out of their last 10 matchups. Despite the Nuggets' dominance, they often secure victories by comfortable margins, making them 37-42-1 against the spread this season. Given the potential for a closely contested game like their previous matchup earlier in the month, the Spurs, as underdogs, could be poised to keep things closer than expected in this game. So the San Antonio Spurs to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Statistically, the Spurs rank 22nd in scoring in the NBA and are expected to be missing several key scorers for this matchup. In contrast, the Nuggets boast the 6th best scoring defense in the league and have limited their opponents to under 110 points in 4 of their last 5 games. The Spurs have struggled offensively, scoring fewer than 105 points in 3 of their last 5 outings. Considering recent offensive and defensive performances and the pace of play, a projected total score of 226 points has been calculated, with both teams averaging approximately 103.7 possessions per game. The anticipated final score is estimated at 234 points. Although the Nuggets excel defensively, the Spurs' high-paced style of play could contribute to a higher scoring game, suggesting that the total score could surpass expectations. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Pistons versus Dallas Mavericks. The penultimate game of the regular season between Detroit and Dallas is scheduled for Friday night. Detroit, currently struggling with a record of 13 wins and 67 losses straight up and 40-40 against the spread, faced a heavy defeat against Chicago with a score of 127-105, playing as 11-point underdogs on Thursday night. On the other hand, the Mavericks, boasting a record of 50-30 straight up and 48-32 against the spread, secured a solid 111-92 victory against Miami on Tuesday night, entering the matchup as 2.5-point favorites. Dallas has been on a winning streak, clinching 5 consecutive victories and boasting 7 consecutive wins at home. They have exhibited strong offensive performances, averaging 129 points per game in their last 3 matches with an impressive field goal percentage of over 52%. Moreover, their accuracy from the free throw line has been noteworthy, making over 80% of their free throws during this stretch. The Mavericks excel in rebounding, particularly on the offensive end, securing more than 10 offensive rebounds per game at home, which translates into additional scoring opportunities. Additionally, they have demonstrated efficient ball control, minimizing turnovers and limiting easy scoring chances for opponents like the Pistons. Contrastingly, the Pistons struggle defensively, conceding over 120 points per game on the road and are likely to face challenges stemming from fatigue, having played on consecutive nights. Thus, they may find it difficult to contain the Mavericks' hot shooting. Detroit's recent performance paints a contrasting picture, having lost 5 consecutive games, including 4 consecutive road games. Offensively, they have been underwhelming, failing to breach the 100-point mark in their last 3 games. Their rebounding prowess pales in comparison to the Mavericks, which limits their second-chance scoring opportunities. Moreover, their ball handling has been sloppy, leading to turnovers that the Mavericks are likely to capitalize on for easy scoring opportunities. Although the Mavericks are not exceptional defensively, recent performances indicate improvement, with opponents averaging just 110 points per game in the last 3 matches, suggesting they can contain Detroit's offense effectively. The last encounter between these teams occurred in early March, with Dallas claiming victory by 18 points as 8.5-point favorites on the road. The Mavericks enter the final stretch of the season on a high note, winning 5 consecutive games and 12 of their last 13 matches. Luka Doncic dominated their prior meeting with a triple-double, amassing 39 points as the Mavericks cruise past the Pistons. Dallas has a solid home record of 25-15 straight up and 21-19 against the spread this season. Despite the absence of Kyrie Irving, the Mavericks are favored to win convincingly in this matchup. Therefore, the Dallas Mavericks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In terms of scoring averages, the Pistons are currently averaging 110 points per game overall and the same on the road. In their last 3 encounters against the Mavericks, they managed to average 120 points per game. They play at a rapid pace, averaging 103.5 possessions per game, which could pose a challenge for a Mavericks team that concedes 115 points per game at home. Conversely, the Mavericks boast an average of 119 points per game overall and at home, and they have averaged 126 points per game in their recent matchups against the Pistons, with a similar pace of play, averaging 103.3 possessions per game. They face a Pistons team that concedes 120 points per game on the road. Historically, these teams have often surpassed the total points line, with 3 out of their last 4 meetings exceeding expectations. Their previous meeting saw a high-scoring affair with a combined total of 266 points, surpassing the 238.5-point total line. Although this season has witnessed 82 games between these teams going under the total, their matchups tend to buck the trend, with the over hitting 6 times out of the last 8 meetings. Both teams rank in the top third in terms of pace, with Dallas ranked 8th and Detroit ranked 10th. Detroit has managed to score at least 102 points in 5 of their last 6 games, which could be sufficient given Dallas' propensity for high-scoring games. The Mavericks have scored at least 111 points in their last 3 games, with 2 of those games exceeding the 130-point mark. Therefore, over the projected total is our full game total pick. New Orleans Pelicans versus Golden State Warriors. The New Orleans Pelicans and the Golden State Warriors are set to clash in their final meeting of the season, a game loaded with significant playoff implications. The Pelicans are currently battling to secure a spot outside the play-in tournament, aiming to maintain their position. Conversely, Golden State is eyeing at least the 9th seed, which would grant them home court advantage. The season series between the 2 teams stands at a tie, each securing a victory by a margin of 20 points or more. Additionally, both teams are facing a back-to-back challenge. The Pelicans clinched a victory over the Sacramento Kings, securing their 6th place standing, while the Warriors outlasted the Portland Trail Blazers, advancing to the 9th spot. The Golden State Warriors are already locked into the play-in tournament, unlike the Pelicans. Even if their Thursday game goes poorly, they would prefer securing the 7th seed over the 8th seed. Notably, the Warriors have revealed potential strategy by placing Draymond Green and Klay Thompson on the injury report due to minor injuries. In a must-win scenario, they would likely play. However, given the current circumstances, the Warriors may opt to rest their veteran stars for the stretch ahead. Meanwhile, the Pelicans are anticipating the return of Zion and McCollum, who have been an effective duo of late, even in Brandon Ingram's absence. Despite Ingram's injury, Trey Murphy III has emerged as a hidden gem, boasting a recent 31-point game and the potential to be a permanent starter due to his size and athleticism. The Pelicans achieved a significant victory on Thursday night and anticipate the return of their top scorer, Brandon Ingram, in the near future. Their commanding performance against the Kings showcased their capability to disrupt opponents in the playoffs. Meanwhile, the Warriors climbed to the 9th spot in the Western Conference after narrowly defeating the struggling Trail Blazers. Notably, Klay Thompson and Draymond Green were absent from that game, and their availability for the upcoming matchup remains uncertain, although expectations lean toward their participation. New Orleans has excelled defensively and is fortifying as key players return. Trey Murphy III has garnered valuable experience in Ingram's absence, offering exceptional three-point shooting and additional athleticism. CJ McCollum has been a consistent leader for the Pelicans, showcasing peak performance as of late. In contrast, the Warriors have encountered inconsistency throughout the season, with injuries to Thompson and Green exacerbating the challenges. The Warriors are prepping for their impending play-in game, likely against the Lakers. Meanwhile, the Pelicans remain in dire need of wins, amplifying their motivation and inclination to deploy their star players in this critical matchup. Thus, the New Orleans Pelicans to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In the NBA, games following back-to-back matchups often reveal hidden dynamics. While fatigue might suggest reduced scoring, the more significant impact often manifests in decreased defensive effort. Notably, marquee players like Klay Thompson and Draymond Green may sit out, impacting both offensive and defensive strategies for Golden State. These teams are characterized by a fast-paced style of play. The Warriors rank 11th in tempo and recently netted 26 three-pointers in a game, while the Pelicans possess the 12th fastest offensive possessions. The Colum's swift shooting from deep and Zion's preference for transition scoring typify New Orleans' offensive strategy. The Warriors have exceeded their projected totals in 2 of their last 3 games, and we anticipate a similar outcome here, making over the projected total our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.